All right, so we just heard a little bit about community choice energy. Here to shine more light on the new way of getting energy is Executive Director of Climate Control Campaign, Nicole Capretz, and organizer, Matthew Vaskalakis. Matthew, Nicole,
hello.
Welcome to KUSI. Thank you for stopping by. All right, so I was watching your reaction to the pieces we just saw from Steve Bosch and from the mayor. I thought you were nodding in agreement. Did you think they were fair pieces?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are embarking on a super exciting moment for San Diego, where families, for the first time, will have a choice in who provides their electricity. And for the first time, we'll be able to lower rates. Unfortunately, we've had a monopoly corporation who's, had the whole game, and we've been fleeced, frankly, and that's why we have the highest rates in California and some of the highest rates in the nation. So finally, we get to take back control of our energy destiny. We get to choose the rates. And we get to build the kind of clean power that we need for clean air and public health and addressing climate change.
Nicole, and that sounds great. I think everybody is for paying less for their power. But I can't tell you how many times a politician has said to me, hey, we got a plan that's going to cost you less, Matthew. And inevitably, I have a bigger hole in my pocket. So doesn't it come down to also who do we want to trust politicians, or do we want to trust the people who've been providing energy for decades and decades?
Yeah. Well, I would say operationally, CCAs have been around for almost a decade. There's 19 programs covering 160 cities, counties all over California. They've all been very effective, more efficient, providing more affordable rates, and building real projects, green energy projects, to meet our green energy needs and our state mandates. So, and most importantly, they're not government bureaucrats that are managing the program. They're skilled and trained experts in energy procurement. And that, for us, assures the benefits of community choice with the expertise that we need to meet our state mandates and reduce our greenhouse gas emissions and have more affordable electricity.
I noticed the one time you were shaking your head during Steve Bosch's piece was when Mr. Bill Roper was talking about there's only a finite amount of renewable energy available to purchase. How is a CCA going to come along, compete with SDG&E for the same renewable energy, and then somehow turn it and sell it cheaper to the people? Your reaction to his statement?
Yeah, I think there's just a fundamental misunderstanding. I actually think we're on the same page. What we want to do with this program is create jobs. What we want to do is build our tax base. What we want is economic development. What we want is new steel in the ground. And we can do that. That's exactly why this program will exist. It will be able to go out to the market and say, hey, can you build us a new solar power plant? And this is how much we're willing to pay for it. And there are developers out there who are ready and willing to go out and build this renewable energy for us. So I, again, am not clear on why he is thinking that this is not a huge economic opportunity, and we can't wait to take advantage of it. And that's why I was really agreeing with the mayor and the KUSI reporter, because that's exactly what we can do with this program.
Matthew, I think you brought a couple, I guess this question dovetails into Nicole's answer in that there are a lot of projects you say are underway. Could you explain the graphic we're going to be looking at? We broke it down into north and south. Tell us about all the renewable sources that are going to be coming online.
Of course. So currently, through the 19 community choice programs that exist, they're building 2,000 megawatts of new green electricity across the state. So those projects are going to help us meet our state targets while also providing new economic development opportunities. CCAs are able to take the revenue that would have otherwise gone to shareholders in Wall Street, bring them back, reinvest them, and do the things that right now SDG&E is not committed to doing at all. So that's just very important for us.
Could we throw up that graphic real quick, gang? Take us around the state of California. We'll start in the SoCal. These are all the renewable projects that are in the works?
Yep. Yep, various solar, wind, geothermal, storage projects, Los Angeles County through CPA, a number of CC projects. Again,
soon San Diego will be on that.
Exactly. And then in the north, so how many projects in total? Too many to count?
Yeah, too many to count, but over 2,000 megawatts, which is a huge amount of an investment, again, that SDG and Semper are not willing to make.
All right, so, but this conversation inevitably swings to politics because there are other things part of the CCA about perhaps charging some customers or some corporations a bigger slice of the pie so that people who can afford their energy as well. I guess income redistribution would come to mind. Would you speak to that point a little bit?
I I don't think that will be a part of this program. Everybody will be subject to the same rates based on their type of industry. So you're going to have industrial rates, you're going to have commercial rates, you're going to have residential rates. But it's not about specific individual customers who are going to have different rate
And as this is going to become a hot potato, certainly both sides are going to have a say, as we're going to hear from the other side in just a little bit. But are the rules fair? You can market, you can talk about this, whereas SD&G and their ilk are not allowed to advertise because of state regulations and government regulations. Do you have an unfair advantage in this fight?
Well, they've been talking for over 100 years in San Diego, and none of us have had any voice in our electricity rates or in what kind of electricity is powering our homes and businesses. So it's about time that this is a community-driven process, and we, again, get to take back control locally of what we want our energy future to look like. And just to address another point you were making, what's so different is that we are going from a for-profit model that was benefiting and was designed to maximize impact to shareholders and executives at SDG&E, we're flipping the script. And now it's a nonprofit public power agency whose sole purpose is to meet community needs. So just by virtue of these different program models, we're going to get different outcomes. And that's why we're so excited, because it's the first time we've been in this position.
You'll have to excuse the jaded reporter in me, because whenever I hear someone say, "Oh, we're not going to have a hand in your pocket," it usually means two hands are going to be in your pocket. But I guess time will tell. Matthew, everybody likes green energy. I think no matter what your political, we all want to have cleaner air. We want to have, there's a Boy Scout in me. I want to leave the campsite cleaner than I found it. But isn't green energy, SDG&E, they have to be there by 2045. Isn't this problem going to correct itself in 25 years? Or we're going to be totally green by their mandate alone, are we not?
The only mechanism that we have to reach those goals is through a community choice energy program, because SDG&E is not willing to make that investment, and they're not interested in being in the procurement business in the long run. So we need to make sure that we're taking care of our community and we're taking control of our energy so that we can reach the goals that we have set. Okay,
Nicole, you get the final 20 seconds. Point us to a region of the world, a CCA that is the shining example of success in a CCA. Where should we look?
Well, I think the first community choice program in Marin County is kind of the gold standard. I think they've sort of have all the lessons learned. They have the best practices, and we get to glean that from them. We get to take advantage of everything they've gone through to make this incredible program come alive. And in fact, they got a Moody's rating, which is investment grade credit, from Wall Street. And Wall Street's saying, we can't wait to invest. This is an incredible opportunity for people to get a return on their investment. And so to me, that's kind of the program that we want to look to and build from as we are launching our own program here locally.
Matthew, folks are going to have an option to opt out. What if everybody opts out? Is this all a study of futility then?
Well, I will say that the average opt-out rate across the state of California for community choice programs is less than what?
10%.
Less than 10%. No, it's 94% opt or in the programs.
Stay in.
They stay in the programs. There we go.
Or go CCA.
Yeah. They're in the CCA. 94% stay within the CCA on average.
Why would you stay with a for-profit corporation that is charging you the highest rates in the state of California?
Will a customer bill be able to get, the way I'd want to see it is I'd want to see dual statements.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take the cheaper one.
Yep.
You get to make that choice.
Yep.
That's what we're offering you.
Yep.
That's what SDG is not offering you. And that's the beautiful part about this program model. And every year you will be able to compare rates. Like, you will be able to judge for yourself, make your own decision as a customer.
And give us the timeline on how this is going to play out through the rest of the calendar year.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the next step?
It's about to launch. I mean, we've been through a multi-year study process. So this is not coming out of nowhere. This has not been an accelerated process. It's been, there's been a lot of deep thinking and analysis. So decision will be final at the end of this year, and we anticipate it'll be the city of San Diego and a number of other cities that will join forces and launch as the mayor said, a joint powers authority, which is an independent nonprofit public agency. And then they'll be online in 2021.
Hey, what happens to the people who've already invested in solar panels on their ceiling, on their house? Are they going to be SOL, or what's going to happen to them?
They may get a better deal. And community choice programs work with solar customers to ensure that they're getting better rates on their returns for those investments. In comparison to SDG&E, doesn't even count that into their energy system.
Well, Matthew, Nicole, thank you for spending 10 minutes with us.
Thanks for allowing me to be here.
I suspect this will be the first of many conversations in the coming months.
Yeah,
right?
Great.
All right, we'll be still have more San Diego people to go. We're going to hear the other side of the argument as we continue to talk about community choice aggregation. We'll be right back after these commercial words.